What is up, heroes? It's Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play Tokyo Dark. In the last episode, we chatted with Mai's brother, and we learned quite a bit about the past of the mask and her interesting family history, to say the least. There was also a bit about Izanami and Izanagi, and now I believe there's a tea shop we're supposed to investigate, hopefully make some progress. Inside is the interior of a traditional tea shop. It doesn't look like anyone's been there recently. It's a little sketchy, but let's head on in. I believe this was our next step. The historian Yasuhisa. Whoa. Do you see like sort of like static effect over him? It might actually be tough because of the recording and the fact that when these sorts of effects happen, my recording slows down and all that, it gets choppy. But he's got like that sort of static effect, which makes me think he's not actually even real. Welcome, come in, do sit down. No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. How can I help you? Are you Yasuhisa? Takashi told me to come speak with you. Oh, and how is Mr. Kamenkai? Still prickly as ever, I suppose? I've always found him to be wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies, it's the quirks that come with old age, you know. What does Mr. Kamenkai think I can help you with? I'm looking into a few things related to the Kamenkai, the group his family got mixed up in. Ah, more difficult answer than you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. Interesting. The first, as you know, is the religious group formed by the guru, Tokimasa. The second is an ancient order over 1,000 years old. Every time. What's that you're holding? I was told it's related to the Kamenkai, the newer one, and that you could tell me more about it. Ah, that explains many things, child. The far-off look in your eyes, for one. I imagine you have many questions. Masks are interesting, are they not? They are meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. Whoa, that just got super meta. I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history. I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. Ah, but that itself is the essence of history. Layers upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to their root. Relics like the one you hold often take unusual routes to where they end up. Relic? If it's from the Kamenkai cult from the 90s, then I'd hardly call it a relic. Misguided and deceptive as he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose, along with the name of the group that created it. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Only, I guess I was hoping you could tell me some other things about it. For instance? Like why? Now that I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bothered you. Don't be silly. You wondered, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place. Ooh, this guy does know a lot about this mask. Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real? Why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you? Why, something's trying to possess you, in other words? Oh yes, I know all about those things too. How could you know about that? Yeah, why do so many people seem to know about this mask? When Tokimasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as the ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. I mean, that is natural, right? The more incidences, the higher the sample size, the more credible the finding. Do you too look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows? Not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise. You were dead the whole time, Detective Ito. Most interesting. Tell me, Detective. Oh, apologies. Do you mind if I call you that? I don't remember telling you I was a detective. Ooh. Ha! My mistake, you must forgive me. A slip of the tongue. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself have such a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, you see. I don't know if we can trust this guy. I don't know if he's just like improvising right now, if he's actually got some information on us. And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you any level of comfort? I mean, of course, no one wants to find out that they're like schizophrenic or something of that sort. I'm not sure, but I do feel something. Maybe hope? It's like I've finally gotten a foothold on solid ground. Ah, yes, knowledge is a light in dark places, is it not? Most of the time, I would say so. Knowledge can also act as very much a, I don't know, tinting of the lens of whatever light you held before, depending on what you learn. To think a relic of such import would end up with such a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by fate, pre-measured threads that determine our deeds, or wishes and our ends, the minute we come into existence? Oh, that was a struggle. It's late. Our wishes and our ends... Huh? And our ends the minute we come into existence? Oh, I get how it's supposed to read now. Or conversely, is our thread subject to the chaos inherent in our universe instead? Does it change according to our deeds and that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads of life are cut short and which are followed? Oh, we have a decision? Is it really? Ooh. So, not going to get too into my personal beliefs here, but I will say that one of the things that bugs me the most is attribution of consequences / developments to fate. And you might argue why I think that that's different than chance. You know what? If you're interested, maybe I'll make it a zero thought. But regardless, we're going to go with chance. Yes, of course, maybe you feel your life has been somewhat out of your control as of late. Control, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I've had much of that since the mask came to me. You said that the mask was made by the old Kamenkai. Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose it was made for. Ah, yes, a more complicated answer than you might have wished for. Indeed, it should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you could do me a favor. Don't worry, it is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shine a great deal of light on the subject. What kind of book? A book of the missing variety. This guy. No, I'm sorry, I jest. It concerns the mask bearer. Mask bearer, huh? That's me, right? Although you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All will become clear when the book is returned to me. Ooh, this sounds like a really important piece of the puzzle. Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking? Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right outside this building. In fact, as I said, it's not much of an errand, but I, of course, cannot leave my shop. That's important. Why can't you leave your shop? He can't leave his shop. It didn't look like anyone had been in here in forever. He's right outside. This won't take long. I'll be right back. The static thing, I don't think this historian is actually alive. I also think that there's a cat toy in here somewhere, but I can't quite find it. Alright, well, we'll head out for the time being. Interesting. Yeah, I'm very suspicious about this historian. Anyways, the man's right outside. I wonder if it's the takoyaki guy. Yeah, it's probably the takoyaki guy. Well, let's chat with him and see what we can find out. By octopus, ask about the tea shop. The old tea shop next door? Isn't that place closed down? Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it? Pure conjecture on this one, but I think it might be owned by the kendo instructor from the dojo down the street, on account of him being the only one I ever see in there. Huh? You might not believe me, but I swear I saw him in there chatting away to himself. Possibly he's a little nuts. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. So, Mai's brother could also see this old man. Obviously, this person couldn't. I do think that at least confirms my suspicions that he's like a ghost or something of the like. But, yeah. What else? What else could explain it? Maybe it's the ties to the mask that enable this person to be seen, and that's why this person knows about the mask. Then again, it might be some super awesome kendo meditation technique. Aw man, why didn't I think of that before? Next time I ought to ask him for some pointers instead of spying on him, eh? Word through the grapevine is that he's a regional champion or something and has trained some of the best. Lots of cops train with him too, so he must be good. Maybe he's not so crazy after all. Speaking of which, I have a bit of a crazy question for you. I know you said it was closed, but do you know anything about a book taken from there? Maybe recently? I was led to believe you would. I think we got a guilty one, guys. Go on. Like I said, the place has been empty for years, but you know, I spent a lot of time outside and half the time the door was wide open. So one day a few months back, I decided to take a look around. Nothing suspicious or nothing. I was just curious is all. Hey, curiosity killed the cat, right? Anyway, it was all dusty and old and there was all sorts of weird stuff laying around. So I might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing, so I figured no one would miss it. Besides, it wasn't for me. Ugh. So now we're gonna find out who we gave it to, and we're gonna have to run after it and get it from them. It was for my kid brother. That guy can get deep in the dumps sometimes, so I try to be on standby for when that happens, you know? Yeah, just go out and steal some book from a place, and that'll really cheer him up. So I figured a little gift would cheer him up. And back then, he was going through some particularly tough times. His wife, pardon my language, miss, had left him and taken their kid daughter with her. He still doesn't talk about it, like he's in denial or something. Whoops, got off track again. I was heading to visit him with the ill-gotten book when I get this phone call saying he was in the hospital. He OD'd on expensive sake and sleeping pills. Thank God that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns, with the door unlocked. A customer came in and called an ambulance. If it weren't for that, I'm not sure if he'd still be here. Yikes. That's quite a story. Sounds to me like he wanted to be found. Yeah, I think so too. I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. In any case, I took the book to him while he was in the hospital. Tried to show him that even when he was at his lowest, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him, you know? I'm sure he appreciated this book about this creepy mask and possession and all that. I'm sure that was exactly what he wanted to hear in the hospital. I think it helped. For a minute, anyhow. As soon as the doctors let him leave, he went right back to that toxic little bar. I hope he's okay. He's got issues, but he's my little brother, and I worry about him. He's not been answering my phone calls lately. You haven't gone and visited him? Eventually, my brother's ex-wife, sorry again, had the brilliant idea to put his skill to work in a cheap part of town. Despite that, he's holding on to it with everything he's got. The place is slowly bankrupting him, but he won't let it go. All he has to do is sign some paper and move on, but he can't. Something about it has its claws sank deep into him. I've been trying to get him to join me in my business for years. He's a great chef and we can make a killing. Maybe it's not the same as owning a whole bar, but serving passers-by and getting some sunshine is good for the soul. Not for the skin, though. Plus, food stands are doing really well abroad, I hear. Much better than wasting away in Shinjuku, at any rate. So that's Shinjuku Bar. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Shinjuku? Yeah, in a slimy little side street. Anyway, if that book is important to you, he's probably still got it at his place. You want the address? Don't tell me it's that guy at the bar. Wait, I knew you looked familiar. Your brother's Daizo, right? You know him? Small world. Oh, that guy! Oh, okay, this guy's a lot cooler. Was probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Tell him his brother Haruto says hi. While you're at it, tell him that takoyaki stands are still the future of cuisine, and to get his butt over here. That's playful. I'll do that. Thanks for all your help. Alright, so now we gotta head back to Shinjuku. I will admit, I am getting a little bit tired of the sort of fetch quest structure, which is very apparent in this game. It's very much forced to, I don't know, I have this item and go to this place, and then you can read this thing and it tells you where to go next. I do like that it's more interactive. I wish, how do I describe it? I guess going into the game, I wish I knew it was going to be like that. Almost like a visual novel with like interaction between information releases, rather than more of a, I don't know how much of a role my decisions are actually having on the outcomes of things and all. It might change over time, but right now it does feel a little bit routine for my liking. Is it the butterfly bar? Is that what it was? No? Or was it? Oh wait, no, it was over here, wasn't it? Yeah, it was this place. This guy, right? Yeah. Hi, Ayami. How can I help you today? Hey, Daizo. How are things? Oh, you know, same old, same old. Funny thing, I met your brother while I was in Asakusa today. Haruto? You met Haruto? What are the chances? Who knows? It's pretty random. Huh, who'd have thought? So is he still selling takoyaki to stand? Did he say anything? He is. He said to remind you that takoyaki stands for the future of cuisine and that you should go and help him. Yeah, you talked to Haruto, alright. Always the optimist, that guy. I actually have a favor to ask you. Do you still have the book your brother gave you a few months ago? Huh. The only thing that guy gives me is headaches. Not sure if I can help you, Ayami. He said he gave it to you when you were in the hospital. Oh, what makes you think I was in the hospital? I don't even go to the hospital for checkups. That's probably not a good thing. Besides, that dolt's bring me stuff all the time, always trying to drag me, kicking and screaming over to where the grass is greener. This would have been more recently, after a rough patch. Maybe it was stupid to come and ask. Oh no, it's fine. That idiot always running his mouth. Friggin' traitor. Those were just some hard times, nothing serious. Just drank too much is all. And that was definitely serious. It was definitely serious. No need to be ashamed. Everyone goes through hard times. People deal with it better than others. But it's not the time to deny that those were hard times. I'm sorry, detective, but I don't want to talk about it. Just reasonable. Reasonable. Alright, understood. I'm not here to dig up bad memories, Daizo. Thanks. You said you were looking for a book, right? Truth is, I don't remember a book. I do remember Haruto giving me an old magazine, though, back in the hospital. It was one of the ones I used to read when I was younger, when things weren't quite so complicated. Wait there a second, I may have it in the storeroom still. Dang it, sorry Ayami, hold on a second. Amazing how much junk someone accumulates over the years. Maybe I should throw some of this old stuff out, huh? Here it is. Magazine. Huh. Idol tachi no... What is that? Saishin Jouhou. So like Idol's most recent information. Kono natsu no ichiban no chumoku. I don't know what that last character is, but the like number one like pay attention to this summer something edition maybe. That's definitely got Ruby on it, and I don't recognize the character in the background, but it's yours, detective. Huh. Hey, no wonder I recognize that photo you brought by. It's the same girl, an idol named Ruby. Dana. No, Ruby, see? It says so right there on the cover. Yeah, we got you, Daizo. Pretty crazy that it was still in my shop. Guess that means you're still looking for her. I wonder why we keep running into each other. Weird luck, I guess. Nah, I don't buy it. You're a heck of a detective. You must have a pretty sharp nose. Ha, if you say so, Daizo. Do you mind if I take this? Like I said, it's yours. About time I started getting rid of some of my old junk. Thank you. See you around, Ayami. Take care, Daizo. We're still got our maxed out investigation. But now the question is, where do we go from here? We don't have the book, but what is this magazine gonna do for us, you know? Can I access it in like an inventory of some sort? Yeah, look at that investigation. 100, professionalism 15, sanity and neurosis, almost minus 40. No, it doesn't seem like there's an item I can access. I wanna check real quick to see if we can interact with him anymore before we head on out. Doesn't seem so. Okay, so maybe let's try and head back. I think that's what we'll do now. We'll try and head back to the place with the magazine. This is kind of like taking a little bit of a turn. I like that it's going a little bit outside of the typical... I don't think this is what we're supposed to return with, but we'll see. We shall see. Anything of interest? Welcome back, Detective. And is that my book I see in your hands? I can't help but say I'm surprised. Are you trying to tell me Reina is this mask bearer you mentioned? Very astute, Detective. Does that surprise you? It does. Every step I take, it's her and my shadow. If the mask and dark really are linked, then maybe it is true. But how? I only know that somehow the girl's path and the masks collided as if by chance. What circumstances led to this intersection are a mystery, I'm afraid. People always see history as something in the distant past, involving old men in black and white pictures. That book and that girl are as much a part of history as the rest. The threads that connect the past to the present and people to each other are not always apparent. But peel back the layers of connection, and the randomness of our universe comes into a neat order. This is really cool. I really like this saying. Peel back the layers of connection, and the randomness of our universe comes into a neat order. I like that. Throw that on a bumper sticker. How exactly does the Nena relate to an ancient group? Something doesn't add up. On that, detective, we can agree. Perhaps one as perceptive as you can connect the line in a way that a creaky old mind like mine cannot. So why don't we start at the beginning? It's how the mask ceased to be a mere object. The story starts in ancient times in the year 1333. Wow, long time ago. At that time, Kamakura was the capital of Japan. Led by the Hojo clan, it was a time of peace, prosperity, and enlightenment. Peace among men is cyclical, and like so many before them and after, their time of peace came to an end. The Nita clan, loyal to Emperor Go-Daigo, led a siege against the Hojo-controlled Kamakura, taking the city as the tide receded, leaving a key passage open to the invaders. The Hojo clan fled to the caves of the family temple. For them, there was no hope of victory or escape. They chose to retain their honor. Instead of surrendering, the 870 Hojo samurai, including the last 3 regents, committed mass suicide. Yikes. That does sound like very ancient Japan, though. However, the Hojo and Nita clans, embroiled in their quest for empire, could not see the role they played in the plans of another group, the religious sect known as the Kamenkai. It is said that in the flames of Kamakura, a girl was seen wandering the streets observing the carnage of the burning city. A girl lost to the histories by the name of Chikako Shichijo, the last survivor of the Kamenkai. They all died? Surely that means whatever the Kamenkai were trying to do, they failed. No. They did not fail. Oh, I see the mask. Everything went exactly as planned. All according to Keikaku. Chikako Shichijo did not survive by chance. She was chosen. Chosen for what? To receive the blessing of all the spiritual energy that so much death afforded. To become the first mask bearer. Mask bearer? The old Kamenkai used the deaths of all those people to create this? Why? Legend has it the Kamenkai sought to contain the door, a rift leading to the spiritual realm where our consciousness ceased to be and time holds no meaning, a place where cause and effect could be altered. Door? Dana referred to something like that too, but if it really exists, why is it so dangerous? Imagine being able to see the world as a god so that the flow of time and the rules which govern our world are of no consequence. Even the dead could be risen up. The danger was not the door itself, but men. To a mortal mind obsessed with the finality of death and meaningless accomplishments such power would corrupt. Absolutely. So a dark place was created to obscure the door and hide it from mortal eyes along with the tool that could control it. Impossible as it is, this explains so much of what I've seen. If it's true, then finding the door, it's how I could bring him back. Some doors, no matter how strong they call to us, are not meant to be opened, and the Kamenkai willingly gave their lives to keep it that way. The mask opens the mind to all who come in contact with it, but it is intended for its bearer. Using it to find the door may destroy you. Wow, this is getting pretty deep. Maybe you're right, but I could at least use it to find my way in the dark, just like the collector said. The only thing I don't get is how Reina is connected. That is the mystery. As Mr. Kawana told you, the last known location of the mask was the Kamenkai cult only a few decades ago. Much was suppressed about the Kamenkai under Tokimasa. They existed, and then one day, they met their end. A blink of the eye as far as history is concerned. Interesting. So there is this door, the darkness. Obviously, you can reconnect with the dead. The grandma was talking about that as well. There were many theories that the police killed them during their raid of the compound, that someone within the cult had snapped and murdered the others. You think Reina was involved with these people? I wonder if there's anything about it left in police headquarters. That is certainly where I would start. Finding out about the last days of the Kamenkai might help light your path to truth. Though I wonder if such an object, bred from suffering can truly put an end to it. Is it you who can finally break this terrible cycle? I spent a long time here. I'm tired. So tired. Farewell, detective. Interesting. So glad we keep on raising our investigation. Okay, so it seems we gotta go back to the police headquarters, which is kind of scary. Yup, and then see the end of the Kamenkai, find out how Reina is connected to it all. Sitting there comfortably, the historian Yasuhisa casually laid out everything that I'm experiencing like he was reading it out of a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, and a door to the spiritual realm? Sounds like a myth, an interesting story told to travelers in a bygone era. It's hard to believe it relates to Kazuki and Reina. I can't see it. The bridge between the Kamakura samurai and a young girl. He said Reina fit into the story. She's a mask bearer, but how? Yasuhisa, the collector. I thought when I'd met them I'd entered their world and could start to understand, however faintly. But my intuition as a detective tells me they're hiding something from me still. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these leads? Oh man, sanity started to slip. Day turns to night, the hours bleed into each other, even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. Ugh, my head. Maybe I should take my medication? Impossible as it seems, following the old man's hunch is my best bet to finally understanding the mask. Even Takashi didn't know what happened to the Kamenkai. Finding the police report is the way forward. I totally forgot. Have we been like supposed to? Have we like had to take our medication every day? Is that something we should have been doing every day? Yikes. A few weeks ago, it would have been easy for me to ask around and pull a file. It'll be a bit more difficult now, I imagine. What's the worst that can happen? I should head to police HQ and see what I can find. I totally forgot about the medication, guys. Is that something we should have been doing every day? Oh man. Well, I guess in the next episode, we're going to take our medication, or at least see if we can do that, and then feel really bad about not having done that, because that's definitely something we should have been doing if we could have been doing that. And we're going to head to police HQ, however much of a mess that's going to be, and hopefully find out more about the end of the Kamenkai. Story, as always, is getting better, and that's definitely the highlight of the game so far. So, as always, looking forward to that progressing, and I will see you guys in the next episode. But until then, this is Mimic90, and this mission is complete.